It is Belle, and this is the Belle Perspective. We are back again for another video. My energy is a little bit off today. I work in consulting, and one of my clients has just really been giving me the blues, and so my energy is like, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then on top of that, to end the day, because I've had it's been pretty tough, I had some vodka. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little toasty. I'm a little toasty. So you like my shirt? A woman's place is in the house, the Senate, and the Oval Office. That is the truth, for any of those who doubted. Anyway, okay, so I'm here today to review I'm gonna do 3 videos. I said this last time and I didn't only post one, but that was just because my storage. Anyway, y'all don't care about all that. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Today I'm here to review Ready to Love. Okay, so I watched the episode and I was just like, I'm ready for this to be over. I'm ready for it to be over, but I also was really excited that both Camille and Cornelius, or Crazy and Corny, voted themselves off. And I was just like, hallelujah, praise the Lord. Yes, won't he do it? Okay, so the episode, how does it start? I'm trying to remember. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. Excuse me, I didn't make any notes. I didn't take any notes or anything like that. So it's going to be right off the dome. I think the episode starts with, I don't know how the episode starts. Oh, it comes back to the cliffhanger that they left us with. Zadi is talking to Naeem, and Crazy is talking to Corny. And so, Crazy is doing all these waterworks. She's doing all this crying and all the theatrics and, just being her usual, just ridiculous self. And so she says to Corny that, the women have voted him off and said that he's not ready to love. And so, Corny's like, oh man, in his confessional, or when they did like his little side interview, he was like, oh man, my only regret is that I wish I had an opportunity to talk to more or make more connections. Now, when Crazy tells Corny that, oh, you've been voted off, but you know what? I'm gonna do you one better, boo, because I know what God put together. I'm gonna self-eliminate. And Corny was like, oh, you will? He was like, oh, you want to? You sure? He thought, first of all, the way he looked on camera, he looked relieved, like, and I'm sure he has been, because I'm sure it's been a roller coaster. This isn't the first time he's been on the chopping block, so I'm pretty sure he's like, tired and just ready for it to be over. But for her to bring up the fact that she's going to join him, I was too through, and he looked like that sigh of relief that he had went into, he looked petrified and perturbed. So, but anyway, that's how that went. I'm trying to think what was really important about that scene. I'm just praising God that they both are gone. See you later, bye. Okay, that's how I feel. See you later, bye. I'm sick and tired of Camille. She is way too old to act the way that she does. And I don't want to tear her down, because when I first saw her, I love seeing that there were dark-skinned women that are multiple dark-skinned women, and they're actually beautiful women. And not to say that dark-skinned women aren't capable of being beautiful. They absolutely are. I am a dark-skinned woman, so I know what, you know what I mean? But to have that representation is so wonderful, to see it on a show and seeing them actually being desired and pursued, and seeing them being in this, feminine light, and just this, beautiful aura around them. But then to hear them open their mouths and they're just ugly on the inside and they ooze out negativity is extremely disheartening. So anyway, I'm glad Camille is gone, and I wish to God she would get a reality check and understand that her attitude is trash. Okay, so we move on from there. Dante and Aisha, and I'm probably skipping around, forgive me. I'm going off the dome, and I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. So Dante and Aisha are sitting down, and they're talking about how, you know, kind of like Dante is wanting to lock in with Aisha, and something about Aisha bathing with no clothes on, or in the sunbathing, or yoga with no clothes on, no top on. Aisha, I love Aisha, but girl, Dante and Aisha done had the sex, y'all. They done had the sex. They done did it. I know boundaries were crossed, because she has no, they had the sex. I know they have. I just know they have. So he saw it, alleged, whatever. He saw her in the street, or saw her, you know, not in the street, but saw her sunbathing, being out in the yard with no top on. Girl gone. Okay. Anyway, she's leading with her body at this point, and it's just, and Dante, again, he's a horn dog, and he's been a horn dog, and I never thought that he was not a horn dog. So anyway, whatever. So they're talking. Aisha kind of gets caught up in the moment from previous about how, because they kind of talk about, recap the whole situation with her and Zadia. So then she starts to kind of get emotional again, or kind of go back into that emotional state where she was getting angry, and he's trying to calm her down, which I thought was kind of cool. I thought it was like a friendship thing to do, a friendly thing to do. And they kind of like say, hey, basically they solidify, I see you, you see me, we see each other, right? So I thought that was kind of cool or whatever. The only problem that I had was, Dante, these dates. Do you think that this is the only date? Like, the first time you take Aisha out, you ain't taking her nowhere. Y'all at this resort, and then you take her and get her a massage. So you just filling up on her body. And didn't she cook for you? That's not a date. Whatever. And then he takes her to some bench outside on the resort, or in front of the house that they went on for the little 2-day getaway. That's not a date. She deserves better. And I'm kind of annoyed that she's not that we're demanding for more, but whatever. I guess they're trying to make it as real, true to life as possible, and this is it. So okay, so them, and then we go to Phil and Shiloh. Phil and Shiloh. So here's my thought on Phil. This is how these shows can make someone look like a bad person, or a bad guy, or a player, or whatever. I don't think Phil was 100% set on Shiloh. I think that was his best opportunity, or his best option in the moment. I think when Sydney became, here's what I'm gonna say. Sydney said in earlier episodes that she saw Phil, and Phil did not approach her, and she didn't understand why he didn't approach her. My theory, right? Only theory and speculation. My theory is that Phil did not think that he was on Sydney's level. I don't think Phil thought he was on Sydney's level. Therefore, he did not approach her, right? So when Sydney gave him the green light and said, hey, I'm feeling you, Phil was like, Sydney want to talk to me? Oh, bet. Shiloh, like, I feel like that's what is happening now. And while Shiloh is a really nice person, there's, nothing wrong with her or anything like that, Sydney has more of the sex appeal that men like. She has more of the she has more of that than what Shiloh. Shiloh is going to hold your feet to the fire. Shiloh is going to ask a lot of questions. Shiloh is going to ask that question again a couple weeks later because the first answer that you gave her didn't necessarily check out, and she just wants to make sure that what you said is really what you said and what you meant, right? She makes you really like have to look inwardly and do the work. Sydney not really trying to do that. Sydney is not about to question you or dig deep or dive deep or anything like that, because Sydney is not that type of person. Now, that's why I feel like that's why Sydney needs to be with Frank, because Frank ain't. Anyway, I'm not gonna. Fuckboy Frank. Frank is a fuckboy to me. Now, he may be honest about his fucker. He may be honest, but I still feel like there is a element of pageantry where he presents everything to you on a platter, but it's bullshit. Anyway, so I feel like the better choice is Shiloh, because Shiloh is really an earnest person, and Phil, from what I'm gathering from him, is that he's also an earnest person. I don't know if Sydney is really going to, like, she may hold you for a while, but I don't know if it's gonna be long term. You know what I'm saying? Sydney remind me of one of them, like the fast fashion, like Shein or, you know, Roseweed, those outfits that, you know, fast fashion is $20 now and it looks really cute, but after the wash it's like buttons missing, threads coming out, it didn't got discolored, like, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, Shiloh kind of reminds me of, like, you know, material that you would get from like Frame, or, you know, someplace that's like that, you know what I'm saying? Or it's $200 for a t-shirt, right? Like, it's quality cotton. You can throw it in for 1,000,000 washes and the color won't come out and a button won't get missing. But you have to pay more up front. There's much more of an investment that you have to make. But anyway, that is my theory on Phil. He didn't think that he was in Sydney's league, and so he was settling for Shiloh because he realizes that he has to make much more of an investment up front. And anyway, so I won't keep going on to that. First of all, my skin. Come on, skin. Come on, smile. I'm sorry, y'all. Just come on. Yes. You know, you have to pump yourself up sometimes. Cause child, today, anywho, so, and that reminds me, I've really been wanting to do affirmations on this channel. I've been really wanting to do like motivational things, because that's who I am. I love encouraging people, and I said this before, but I just get so busy. I really need to figure out a schedule so that I can be able to hurry and quickly upload things, edit videos, which is another kind of like a hurdle that I'm having to kind of get over. Anyway, y'all bear with me. I appreciate everybody who is watching. I do hope that you subscribe and comment down below and tell me what kind of content you want to see from me. It's a new channel, brand new channel, and I'm really wanting to grow this thing. So anywho, back onto the review. So that's my theory about Phil. Then we move into Moomin and Walter. So I'm gonna do a two for one on this one. Walter with Moomin and Walter with Sabrina. So I personally think I got my good eyes on Walter. I don't trust him. Walter is with Moomin. They sit down, they talk. Actually, this is towards the end. Actually, let me talk about it now, because I just want to get it out of the way. So Moomin and Walter are sitting down. Moomin at this point is at the bottom too. Zadia and Moomin, they're at the bottom too. Walter's like, you know, I feel like you set me up. She was like, Walter, I haven't heard from you. No, I'm hearing, Walter, I have not heard from you. Okay, got my two good eyes on Walter. Okay, got hit my four good eyes, 1, 2, 3, and 4 on Walter, because I keep hearing people say, Walter, I ain't hearing from you. I'm like, okay, now Walter, a man that really want to talk to you gonna talk to you. He gonna blow your line up. All right. Okay, so anyway. So she's saying, Walter, I haven't heard from you, you know, and then when we were on the retreat, you really closed off from me, you know, at the piano, you were closed off, your body language was telling me basically to get away, you shut down, all these things. And he said, I felt like it was a setup. Now, I understand that it may have felt like a setup, and it really truly was. She was testing the waters to see where she stood, which wasn't a good move on her behalf. Which kind of showed her hand, which she already kind of knew. Once you testing the waters and doing stuff like that, you don't really have faith in the relationship. But that's a whole nother story, right? That's a whole nother conversation for another day. So I guess they hash things out, and they decide to keep Moomin. Zadia ends up going home, and for good reason. And I feel like more people should be a little bit more outraged with Zadia, because the way she cut up and showed her entire ass, I could not. I could not. It couldn't be me, okay? Like Dante said last week, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. You right, brother. Couldn't be me. So anyway, and then Walter with Sabrina. Sabrina had on this like Grace Jones necklace. Like it was just this big, like, I don't know how do you describe it. Some sort of outer space, you know, superhero necklace, not a brooch, but like a neck thing. Anyway, it looks good on her, but it was just it was like a futuristic looking piece of art on her neck. So she brings up the whole stripper thing again. Walter in front of her is like, oh, you know, that's fine. But in his confessionals, he's still saying, I don't know, did I see her? Because word on the curb is Walter be having sex parties in the DMV. Now, I don't know about that. I do live in DC, but I ain't never heard no shit like that. And I damn sure I'm too prudish to be going to no bullshit like that. I'm too prudish to be going to no bullshit like that. I'm gonna just be honest with you. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey, no thank you, okay? I ain't doing all that. I don't like to share, and I damn sure ain't trying to share my shit out like that. That's just not the way. That don't work for me, okay? More power to the folks who do, but it don't work for me. So with that being said, Sabrina also said, now hear me what I said, now keep up now. She also said, I don't hear from Walter like that. When I'm with him, he says the things that I want to hear, but then when I'm not with him, I don't hear from him, I don't see him. Noted. I feel like Walter's on some bullshit too. I do think that I think that he would have preferred Moomin, because Moomin was more of the kind of the better option for him, you know, in terms of children and all that. But I don't think that they meshed from a personality perspective, and there's still some maturity issues that Moomin has. Not saying she's immature, but he's like in his 40s and she's in her 30s. Late 30s, but still there can be a huge difference even in, you know, between the 30s and 40s. There still can be a difference in, you know, your maturity level, especially your life experiences. So anyway, I feel like he connected more so from a life experience and a generational level with Sabrina, but I think he knew he had more potential with Moomin. So anyway, wrapping that date up, what else? Who else went out on a date? Frank and Moomin. So Moomin basically says, I'm putting all my eggs in your basket, Frank. I'm focusing on us. Frank is saying, I really like you. He's saying all the things that somebody would want to hear, but I'm just looking at him like, please. Negro, please. That's how I'm looking at him. Every time he opens his mouth, I literally just be looking at him like, shut the fuck up. But whatever. It's not as bad as Marceau from Love and Marriage Huntsville or Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville, but I'm literally like, okay, you can be quiet now. It's good. We're good. We're good on you talking. Shh, shh, shh. Okay, we got you. We heard you. Shh, shh, shh. Let's be seen and not heard, okay? So woman basically says, you know, throwing her eggs in Frank's basket. Frank says, yes, I like you, da 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 da, blase blase, but I'm also interested in Sydney as well. So Moomin is okay with the way he explained it, blah 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 blah. By the way, I live 15 minutes away from my National Mall in the Capitol building. Actually, maybe 10. It's about 10, 15. Actually, yeah, it's about 10 minutes because I can walk. I literally can walk and it'll take me, it's about a 15-minute walk, so maybe I'm even closer than that. I literally live next to the Capitol. Isn't it cool? Oh my God, I love that. Anyway, I love DC. So then we get to deliberations. It's the men's time to vote off the women. Tommy brings up the drama that happened at the retreat. Naeem is talking about it, but he's talking about it in not riddles, but he's leaving names out and he's kind of, you know, leaving out details. And so Frank is like, fuck that shit. It was Aisha, it was Zadia, it was Camille. Like, he's literally us like naming names and saying everything. So I'm not mad at that. It was funny to me, but and he's naming names. Tommy's asking for what he wants, he's giving it to him. And so then they go around and talk about who their strengths are. Then they go around and talk about who their weaknesses are, or their strengths, strongest connections, who their weakest connection. So then Zadia's name comes up and Dante is like, you know, I went and had dinner with Zadia and, you know, she puts her finger in my nose and, you know, da 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 da. He was like, all I said was that I'm interested in Aisha, which I'm not even gonna talk about that because we've all seen this show. Zadia was completely out of line, and Dante had every right to get up in her face, stand up and be like, ma'am, you need to back the fuck. He had every right to do that. She bent down, they went to dinner. He's asking her, how you doing? Apparently he hadn't talked to her in a while, and so he's kind of approaching her like, hey, how you doing, sis? What's going on? And she's like, no, we ain't talk. Obviously there's issues going on, let's just get to it. Which I get that is a little patronizing, but she still was already on 10 anyway. She was just waiting for the ignition. She was just waiting for it to be lit, right? She was already on 10. So then they talk about you know, their interaction at the retreat, and she was like, you basically ignored me. He's like, you basically ignored me. I was reaching out to you, I was talking to you, but you acted like you weren't interested. And she said, how did you let Aisha, you know, basically blindside me by telling me that she, you know, you massaged her and all this other stuff. Now here's the thing, listen, fellas, this is why she was upset. I don't agree with her. I don't think she's right. I won't say crazy. I think she's wrong, and I think she needed to be put in her place. But not as a woman. But I do think she needed to be put in her place as a person. Like, no ma'am, do not talk to me like this. A boundary needed to be withdrawn. So women, when I don't like a bitch, that bitch better not have no shit on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bet not walk into no place and this bitch telling me about some shit that I didn't know. Like, no, you don't know. No. Girl code, don't. Fellas, listen. If there's any dirt that your girl does not know, but her enemy knows about it, you need to tell her immediately, because enemy is going to roll up on her and tell her, and that's going to be even more infuriating than just hearing it from you. Like, I don't want to hear none of my dirt. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody doing nothing with my man, and another bitch can roll up and tell me. No. Those are just the things that you do not do. So I feel like that's why Zadia was getting so upset. She was so angry because she was like, this bitch I don't like can roll up and say that you done massaged on her and all this other stuff. This bitch I don't like? No, the fuck, no. And she gonna ambush me with it in the damn deliberation? No. So I think that's the reason why she got more upset. And plus, Zadia is extremely egotistical. She's prideful, all of those things. And she thinks she's better than everybody. So no, a bitch like Aisha, who she thinks should be kissing the ground that Zadia walks on, oh no, that's like, no, that's like treason to her. So I see why I don't agree with it. I see what the process, you know, I get it a little bit. I mean, I understand the logic. I don't agree, but I can see where some of that was ticking, where that's coming from. Then she puts her finger in his face. Girl, don't you do that. You don't put no hands in nobody's face. I'm surprised security did not come out. I was hoping security would come out and push her off of him or out of his face, because that was absolute, like, girl, we don't do, no. Girl, we are not in grade school. You do not put your hands on nobody. No. You stay in your corner and he stay in his. Anyway, that was craziness. Anyway, Zadia ended up getting voted off. Good. I'm beautiful, dark-skinned woman, but I was so upset. Like, anyway, and somebody said that the outfit, and I said it to them, like, she picked out what she thought was the baddest outfit. And somebody said, yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. Sorry, Zadia, but that outfit look, girl, with the tool on the end. No, girl, I hate when people even have either the boa look, feathery look, or the tool. I just hate. It just reminds me of like Easter Sunday, 4th grade. It's just so elementary to me. I absolutely hate it. Anyway, so this is my review of Ready to Love. Again, y'all forgive me, my energy was kind of low. It's kind of a little bit different, a little off. I'm hungry and I kind of had I won't say a rough day, because it was pretty calm, but I learned some news about my client and I'm just like over them and ready to just not, and I'm a little liquored up as well. So forgive me for my for my energy. But I'm so glad that you made it to this end of this video. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see from me. It's a very small channel and I'm really trying to grow it. I'm still looking for my voice and trying to figure out exactly what I want to say and what direction I want to go in. I definitely want to talk about news and things like that. Not necessarily celebrity gossip and things like that, but more like politics and what's going on in the world. But it's so hard to find time to be able to get in front of this camera, not gonna lie. But anyway, you don't want to hear all of that. Again, I'm so glad you stayed to the end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe. My name is Belle. This is the Belle Perspective, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.